Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to review I Am DB Cooper. So I Am DB Cooper is a new documentary that dives into the mystery of who DB Cooper really was. People have been fascinated with this mystery since it happened. It still remains one of the only unsolved hijacking cases in aviation history. So people really want to know who this person was. Was he this criminal mastermind? How was he able to pull it off? It's just really captivated people through the years. And this documentary in particular dives into the story of Rodney Bonifield and how he claims that he is DB Cooper. We have had plenty of individuals come forward over the years. People have been accused of being DB Cooper. Some of them have led down some really interesting paths. This one I think is one of the most interesting in particular. The documentary follows two bounty hunters that end up working with him through some of his criminal exploits, and you discover more of his criminal past. It really dives a lot into his history. It's a little bit obviously about DB Cooper and how he became this mysterious individual, but it really does dive into his criminal history. It is a case study of someone with a very fascinating life. The documentary also does give an air of mystery. We don't know if he's an entirely truthful narrator. We don't know if he's making up these stories. Some of the things he says are just absolutely insane, and if they are true, he is, like I said, one of the most interesting people ever. And if it isn't true, he's a really masterful liar and an extreme narcissist. And one of the things I like best about this documentary is, while we have had many documentaries that really dive into the granular facts, they dive into the case documents, all these little minutia of the case, this one's told a lot through reenactments and through personal accounts, and they do a pretty good job of interjecting that kind of entertaining Hollywood aspects while still having some really compelling and interesting information thrown in. Like I said, the movie mostly focuses on his life and the build up to this event, not just going through every minute by minute account of what happened through the police reports, through the first person accounts, but it still does dive into those accounts, particularly through some reenactments with some pretty decent actors. The thing I will say is I do wish that the film did a little bit more involving real interviews with real people. I don't know how many of these people are still around, how many are still alive, but it would have been nice to see maybe some interviews from those involved instead of kind of being this reenactments of what we think people said or recreations of some of their previous interviews. But I do think that doesn't take too much away from it, and I think it does actually elevate the entertainment value. This movie does play almost more like a Hollywood movie for a lot of it instead of it being a documentary, but I do like how it kind of skirts that line with having those documentary elements but also making it interesting for someone who maybe isn't fully invested in the DB Cooper story. I won't go into too many spoilers with this one. I think it is a good documentary to check out if you want to see a new avenue of DB Cooper, if you're very interested in this story, maybe seeing a new sight line of who he was. Maybe this could be the break in the case. But I do think they do a good job of trying to explore some of these stories, trying to back up and investigate some of these kind of fantastical claims this individual is making. I would honestly be interested in seeing a follow-up to this, something maybe 5 to 10 years down the road when they're able to dive even more into it, because there is some compelling evidence. Overall, I enjoyed I Am DB Cooper. I feel like I said, it is a good blend of entertainment and information. When it does all those recreations and those flashbacks to his past, I think the acting is pretty solid. It interjects a lot of energy. The movie has a lot of kinetic energy for being a documentary. You know, we're expecting a lot of kind of slideshows, interviews, people just talking about it, documents. This has some really high level action happening. Like I said, a lot of fantastic stories interjected into it. So if you check out I Am DB Cooper, let me know what you thought about it. If you're someone who is really versed in this case and really invested in the story, I want to know what you think about it. I know some very surface level stuff about it. I've probably watched 3 or 4 documentaries that just go over the overarching ideas and some of the mainstream theories. So I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. So again, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.